That's a good one since 1984.
Tight Lines with Sammy Lee.
40 years. That's right, 40 years. And it all comes to a close today. Hello, this is Sammy Lee. I'll conclude my week-long stroll down memory lane of our 40 years on the air with a tribute to three very important people to both the show and to me. Throughout this week, I've been sharing some of the memories from the past 40 years and visiting with some of the superstars that have helped Tight Lines get to where we are today. So as I conclude this celebration, I thought that I'd tell you about three folks that work behind the scenes to make the show a success. People like my Uncle Jimmy Lee, who instilled the love of fishing in me as a child and financed Tight Lines the first 3 years I was on the air to help me get the show off the ground. Another person was my late engineer and co-producer, Courtney Hayden. If it weren't for Courtney, Tight Lines would never have been able to air for one show, let alone over 10,000 programs. His insight, expertise, knowledge of broadcasting, special effects, and music production have certainly assured both myself and Tight Lines a successful run. He was truly a genius at what he did and a dear friend to me. Another person that has added greatly to the success of the show is my wife, Penelope. Words cannot express what this wonderful and beautiful lady has done for me and the show over the years. During the early years when we were struggling to keep our heads above water, this beautiful lady worked both outside the house and at night on the books to keep the overhead down and the profits, what little they were, up. Tight Lines with Sammy Lee would not be as big a success as it is without her. So there you have it. The three most important people in having made the show what it is today, and I want to thank each one of them. Plus, I'd like to thank the hundreds of radio stations that have aired Tight Lines over the years, as well as the millions of listeners we've had each Monday through Friday, 52 weeks a year. I'll be back with a couple of closing comments after this. As I conclude my celebration of 40 years on the air and wind down my broadcasting career, I'm reminded of something that baseball legend and regular fishing partner Ted Williams used to say to me after every fishing trip. He'd say, "Kid, you know what we did today? We made some memories." And hopefully, folks, I've made some memories for you over the past 40 years, and thank you for listening. Now it's time for me to go down the rivers, lakes, and waterways of the world and try to catch one. I'm Sammy Lee, and until next time, Tight Lines.